Happy 4th of July, everyone. I have a message today for the American people. Something I've wanted to get off my chest for a while now. Um, I truly still believe we live in the greatest country in the world, and I'm not an egotistical person. I believe that there's a lot of values and a lot of beliefs that we hold dear that a lot of people have lost sight of, and it's difficult. It's a difficult situation. My family has a rich history of military service. Both of my grandfathers on both sides served in World War II. My father spent a short time in Vietnam, not long, but he was there. Um, the truth is, I couldn't serve because of my health issues. I tried. I wanted to go in the Air Force. I had health issues that precluded me from doing the job there that I wanted to do, which was to be a jet fighter pilot. That was my dream. Growing up, that's all I ever wanted to do was I wanted to be Maverick from Top Gun. I wanted to be the hero of the U.S. I wanted to fly an F-16, and later on, I was obsessed with the F-16. But I got later on, looked at the F-15s and all the other planes, and I got really deep into the aerodynamics of them all. And I love jet fighter planes. I've always been fascinated by them. So that's why I wanted to serve in the military. But my health precluded me, of course, even back then. Um, that being said, just to let you know where I'm coming from. Like I said, I love this country. I love the people of this country. I'm a God fearing man. I have a lot of things that I've done in my life that maybe I'm not proud of, but as Americans, we can all come together and understand that that is something that we can put behind us because of where we live in a society here, at least we did, where you could still make a few really bad mistakes and still somehow dig your way out of the hole. It seems like that dream's kind of becoming a little bit more distant here recently for a lot of us. We find ourselves in situations where we would never have imagined we would have been even just a decade ago. And I guess that could reflect on our leadership or reflect upon our decisions as individuals and our responsibilities that we tend to want to just kick down the road, like kick the can down the road. But that's not something we need to be locked into for much longer. We need to understand that if we're going to bring this country back to where it was, it's going to require a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. It's going to require people to change their mindset. Okay? There's a lot of people suffering and a lot of people struggling, and it does feel like there's nothing that we can do about it. And as a person who used to be into politics, got out of it for a few years because I couldn't understand it, I couldn't take it. I'm troubled. I'm troubled by what I see. I see incompetence at levels that I've never witnessed. Growing up, I wanted to go to school to be a history teacher and major in American history. That was something I've always wanted to do. My dad, I was watching World War II documentaries with him when I was like 4 years old. I was watching Vietnam documentaries with him. All the stuff that he fed to me, he gave to me, and instilled in me. I got a lot of his beliefs and a lot of his values and a lot of his views. And yes, as a young man, I considered myself to be a very liberal person growing up, and a lot of liberal tendencies, of course, but I followed the standard trajectory of a lot of us. As I got older, I become more conservative, and finally it gets to the point where I kind of blend both of them together. I wouldn't consider myself either a Republican or a Democrat. I might have some slight Republican leanings these days because obviously, there are certain rights that I believe we need to have, but I also believe in social equality and all that stuff. So I guess maybe we're a libertarian fall in the middle or something, but that's besides the point here. The point I'm trying to make is that it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. It doesn't matter if you're on the left. It doesn't matter if you're on the right or if you're somewhere in the center like me or something. What matters is that instead of making a rash decision, instead of making something that could potentially hurt you down the road or us as a country down the road, you think about it before you act. There's a lot of things I don't understand about politics. There's a lot of things about the world I don't understand. And there's damn sure a lot of things about this country that I don't understand right now. But it doesn't matter where we're at. We all can agree on one thing. And I think the one thing that we can all agree on is that we need more accountability. We need to set a higher standard for people. We were supposed to have been setting that standard as a country for a long time now, and we just have shirted those responsibilities and kind of put them off to the side like we don't need them for the moment or something. You don't realize that we need them now more than ever. I guess what I'm trying to say here is think for yourself. Don't allow the crowd to pull you in one direction or another. If you feel like it's right, do it, but don't do it rashly. Uh, People making rash decisions and doing things that make no sense is what got us into this mess in the first place. Okay, a little bit of sensibility and a little bit of thinking and a little bit of free will, actually, in a lot of ways of your own, is going to go a long way in determining the future of this country. Gather my words here. I still believe in good people. I still believe in this country, and I still damn sure believe that we can do something positive to bring it back. Okay, positivity here. I mean, power, call what you will. There's a lot of issues with that, and I don't care what you have to say. Your opinion could be 100% different from mine, but I guarantee you, we could still all agree that this country needs some damn work right now. All right, and I'm doing what I can. I'm trying, but it's tenuous. You know, who's going to believe some crazy wannabe rock star? You know, in the middle of nowhere, right here in the heart of the country. You know, who believe me? Who wants to listen to me? You know, I don't know. That's why I wanted to put this out here and make my opinion known on the 4th of July about how I feel things are going. You know, there's just so much that is on our plate right now. I mean, good Lord, nobody can buy food, nobody can afford gas, nobody can afford amenities. Electricity bills are going sky high. Feels like the leaders of this country are so out of touch with normal people, you know, that they wake up in the morning and play Out of Touch by Hall & Oates the first thing they do when they wake up, you know. I've always believed that music sets the standard for the day. You can start with a good song you really like and get you going all day long. You know, I just feel like that's the song they start with every day, and not that that's a bad song. I love Hall & Oates; they're awesome. But that's the thing. That song right there describes their mentality. You know, they're just so out of touch with people and the general American people. And we, you know, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if he woke up and worked from 10 to 4, like they said, as long as he got a lot done in that 6 hours. I mean, it'd be something, but plus he's not getting anything done even during the time that he's awake, all right? So, the last thing I want to leave on, okay, is one of the big steps towards fixing is, of course, identifying the problem. Now, we've identified the problem currently, and the current problem is that we don't really have a president right now. Now, I have personal issues with Biden. I have a lot of them. One of them that really upsets me is that I can't go by my birth name anymore because of people shouting, "Let's go, Brandon." It's almost too much. So I had to start going by James, my middle name, because I sure as heck didn't want any guff of that. And I wanted to stay as far politically away from it as I could. And somebody says, "Let's go, Brandon," to me at the wrong time, punches could have gotten thrown. I'm sorry, you know. So I had to avoid that the best that I could. So that's one of my personal issues with him. But if I have to give him a piece of advice, and I know he's not listening to me, nobody listens to me, but if he was listening to me, if I had to tell the president one thing, I would look him dead in the eye and I would say, "Sir," I says, "my personal feelings for you aside, my political affiliations for you, for everything else aside, I just wanted to tell you that if you were a true patriot, if you really did care about this country, you would resign today on July 4th and give us independence from your incompetence." But then there's Kamala. I'm not going to get into that can of worms. But we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't, I guess. So, yeah. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Stay safe. Live your life. Try the best not to harm anybody else, of course. Just appreciate what you have. I don't have anything. I hardly have much. But I have a guitar that works. It has at least 5 of 6 strings on it right now. And I've got a vape with some good nicotine in it and a little homegrown. So I'm good for the moment. Find what makes you happy and embrace it. But just remember one thing. We're all Americans at the end of the day. And if you cross the world and you're not an American and you still believe these values, I respect you just as much. Happy 4th, everyone. God bless America.